I teach a lot of classes about how to use Google search for genealogy research, and I do a lot of presentations. In fact, this morning I was doing a presentation for a large genealogical society online, and we were talking about my Google search methodology. If you haven't seen that before, you got to go check that out. But it brought up a good question that I think needs to be on everybody's radar, and that is, there are techniques, there are search operators that you can use at google.com, and they're going to help you find more of what you want, better quality results, and they're also going to help you with finding them more quickly and kind of getting a lot of that junk out of the way that shows up in search results when you're just not quite sure how to go about searching. Well, search operators are very effective, and an example of a search operator would be simply putting quotation marks around a word or a phrase or a name, whatever it is you're looking for. And what that does is it communicates to Google that it's not just this name or this word, but that word that's in the quotation marks, that name, needs to be on each search result that's delivered. And it needs to be exactly the way you've presented it in between the two quotation marks. So it's got to be spelled the same way. If there's multiple words, they have to be in that order. And that really can make a huge difference in eliminating a lot of unwanted search results and also getting you better quality results, particularly on the first and second page, which is about how far most of us get in looking through search results. But the question that came up during this Google search session that I did this morning was, well, can I use all of these Google search operators that you're talking about over at some of the other popular genealogy search sites like Ancestry.com or newspapers.com? And that's a great question. Wouldn't it be nice to be able to have strategies and techniques to be able to find things more quickly and get better quality results? Well, the answer is no. You can't use exactly what we do over at google.com at Ancestry, and vice versa, or any of the major genealogy sites. But it's super important that this is on your radar, because most genealogy websites, really most websites with search engines on them, do support some type of search operator, or at least search techniques. They have things that they have that are unique to their website that will work for you. And it may not be the same as what you can do over at google.com. So getting these on our radar and figuring out what they are is going to really make a difference. We're going to start having more success more quickly, finding great information if we can use these techniques. Now, an example of what I'm talking about is over at Ancestry.com, you can use a question mark, and you can use it, I think they call them wildcards. It's kind of the same idea as search operators. But a question mark does not work at google.com as a search operator. So it's becoming very clear that while it's wonderful that these sites all support this kind of stuff, it's going to be unique to each site. So how do we figure out, again, quickly, what the search operators or the wildcards are that we can use? Well, initially, you might look through the help section. Okay, so a lot of websites like Ancestry.com or newspapers.com, MyHeritage, will have a help section. But that can take time. And my theory is, if we're spending too much time looking for helpful information, we're spending less time actually finding ancestors. So here's what I would recommend. And it takes us back to google.com. Head to google.com and do a search on that specific website looking for search help. Folks, you got to do this really right up front, particularly if you just paid for a brand new subscription or membership to a genealogy website. You want to get the most out of it. So don't waste any time. The first thing you should do is track down their help page for their search strategies. So let's jump here onto google.com and do a search for, if we do newspapers.com, just tell them which website we're talking about, and I'm looking for search. Now, they might not call it operators. We have to think about what the website that we're looking at might be talking about, what their terminology might be. But you can see that Google starts to try to help you out here, and they'll try to give you options of what other people have searched for, or maybe what they have seen on websites. So search tips, I'm going to say search help, because I'm thinking most websites will have a help section or a help web page. So let's try search help. Press enter, and here we are. So first and foremost, we get a sponsored site. It's very obvious that it's newspapers.com, which makes a lot of sense. And then AI has grabbed some information about how to type in keywords and do that kind of stuff. But here's the key. This little snippet of ideas here that they've presented in text form are coming from Help with Searching, newspapers.com. This is their dedicated help page specifically about search. So we're going to click that. And here you can see they've highlighted, this is the text that they kind of teased us with over at the results page. So look through this, and they're going to have ideas here on things that work well on their website. If they support wildcards, they're probably going to talk about that. And you can see over in the column here, they give you an idea of all the other different topics that they cover in their help section. We could go back and look a little bit further. There is one here, 6 basic strategies for searching on newspapers.com. That could be helpful. Before I give this up, I'm also going to come back up here and just say search operators. Let's see if that gets us anything different. It did. Okay, so that's a wonderful keyword to use. Searching with wildcards and Boolean operators. And when we click through to this, now we've got a whole set. So here they're showing you, for example, not surprisingly, because they're owned by Ancestry, they also support the question mark wildcard. And so you can put that in place of a single letter within a name and be able to find variations of that name. My friends, this works on so many different websites, and it's going to save you so much time. If you just got yourself a newspapers.com subscription, you could print this out. And here's another one of my favorite tips. When I get to a web page like this, if I don't have a note-taking program like Evernote or something like that to work with, I will right-click on it and go to print. And this is going to give me the option to print it to my printer, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to save it as a PDF. Now it's like my own personal cheat sheet. Now you can see there's a lot of comments on here. These might be helpful, but maybe not. If you're concerned about the size of this file, you could also just go back and just highlight the section that you need, throw it into a Word document, put it in Evernote, wherever you keep your notes, and save it and print it out. That's your cheat sheet. And have it in front of you on your desk until you get really comfortable regularly using their wildcards and operators. And I say that because so many times somebody has sat in on one of my Google classes and they're just like, wow, I didn't know that I didn't know that much about Google because I wasn't aware of all these. And so they're really excited about using all the techniques and the search strategies and those search operators. And there are lots of them. But it's hard. You have to build a habit. It's like learning the piano. I play the piano and I have to practice stuff. So one of the things that you can do is just print out yourself a little cheat sheet, have it here on your desk in front of you. And for the first couple of weeks that you're using your new membership, or you're going back and visiting a site you haven't been to for a while, or maybe it's one you've had for a long time, and it turns out you weren't using all the tools that were available to you to get better results. Refer to your cheat sheet. Put these things into action. I promise you, they will make a huge difference in the volume of results that you're getting. You don't need a whole bunch of results that aren't a good match, and the quality. So with that, my friends, get busy using Google to find those specific help pages for search operators and search help for the genealogy websites that you're using. I hope that helps you a lot. Thank you so much for watching, my friend, and head down to the comments section, will you, and share with me what you've discovered. Do you have favorite search operators? Did you find something after you found the help page that we just talked about here that you hadn't found before? Share your experiences, and we'll all benefit here in the Genealogy Gems family. Thanks again for watching, my friend. I'll talk to you soon.